Hey there, YouTubers. Here's a video about a problem I've had for a little bit now. What I'm recording right now, I did some work before this, and then I'm going to add that afterwards. But that is my air ride system, and I've lost track of how long ago it was. It stopped working. My last trip, it went out, and then it got really cold, so I didn't fiddle with it. Then I had a nice couple days and I messed around with it. And then the whole coronavirus stuff came up, which I'm not going to go into coronavirus. There's enough talk about that. But my only point on that is listen to professionals, listen to medical experts, do what they say, and hopefully we'll get all through this. So basically what happened was it just stopped working. And I thought it was several different things. And here's the video about what I thought it was. This video is really just going to be my troubleshooting process of trying to figure this thing out. And I apologize, the video is going to bounce around a little bit as I'm trying to figure it out. Explain my philosophies, which I don't have a lot of. This is the air ride. This is the lever that inflates, and it's not inflating. And this is deflates. So I am not a mechanic. I'm not a genius. But I looked under the hood, and where the compressor is, everything seems okay. All the connections look good. Everything seems fine. When I was using it the last time, I was filling it up. I stopped, and I went to top it up a little bit, and it stopped inflating, like quick. The motor's not turning on. There was no pop from the motor. There was no weird anything odd coming from the compressor. So I figured there's a fuse back here, and I looked in my book, and there is a fuse back there. I can also kind of get the stuff from back there, but I would have to tear everything up. So what my plan is now is I'm going to take this off and see if I can get to that fuse, and hopefully it's something as simple as a fuse. Okay, so this has got those square heads on it. Somebody told me they're Canadian, and there's a name of the guy that invented that square. Maybe Johnson or something, I don't remember. I'll take these out and put them in a safe place where I'm not going to lose them. I have to remember, this thing is 20 years old. I will also say, I'm handy-ish, but again, I'm no mechanic or anything like that. But I also know my limits. And, you know, I see a lot of people thinking, like, if you own an older RV, you're supposed to be out there carrying enough tools to fix everything that could go wrong. I know my limits. I also know things that if I fix, I'm all right with. Like if I fix this, cool. But if I'm trying to repair something that if I don't repair it properly could be a big problem, I kind of shy away from that. You know, I don't want to see my RV upside down. See if we can get this out of there without doing everything carefully. It doesn't want to let go. Really does not want to let go. All right, I'm gonna stop and think. All right, there was a screw right back here. I'm inside this little cabinet, and I got this piece out. So inside there, I got all that stuff off, and I can try to see if I can figure out what's going on. They put it in a real easy place to get to. It showed a fuse, but I don't know what I can see. I'm gonna turn the camera off and start seeing what I can see. I started up the RV, and obviously I got power there. All right, so it looks like there's that fuse on the back, and I'm trying to get out. Nope, there's no fuse on the back of it. It's gonna drive me crazy, something simple. Oh, and when you start looking around and you see different stuff, there's a light right here. This is an underdome light, and that is for the generator. That's a remote generator start. And all that stuff is for the air ride. I'm trying not to disconnect everything because it's hard enough to see where everything is wired. Maybe I'm gonna try to play with some slack to make sure I can pull this. It is almost impossible to see. I'm at a point where I don't know if I can fix it. Yeah, whoever put this on, I thought this RV was ordered from the factory with this on there, but that doesn't look very pretty. Doesn't seem like that would be from the factory. And on the back there's There's a T junction here, or like a Y junction. That's where the air tube comes in, and it splits to inflate and deflate. In all my diagrams, they're two separate tubes. That doesn't make too much of a difference, but I'm getting frustrated. Should be simpler, and I really don't want to take the air tubes off to get that thing totally out of there, but I might have to. GoPro, stop recording. All right, that's the air compressor. Let me pull that back. You can see there's the red air tube. But I don't know. I don't know what a broken compressor looks like. I still think it's up top. So I never paid close enough attention to the compressor before, but as I said before, there's the air line that comes in. That's tight. And the wiring is tight. Oh, I don't know how you tell if one of these has gone bad and if there's anything in the line. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. The way it went, stopped working, just seemed electrical. Didn't seem mechanical. All right, I don't know if you can see, how you can see, but this is the back. So these wires go down here, which obviously go down the pillar, and I'm gonna see if I can find, right or wrong, it just seems to be a fuse. All right, YouTubers, if I see on this block, it tells me fuse block and the different things that are here, and it's tough to find in this rat's nest, but there, let me turn the light on, but there is the fuse block. I took the 20 amp out and I fiddled to make sure all these connections are good, and as you can see, this is a mess up here. And as you can see, I have power to the TV. So that block is still good, but let me keep fiddling. I took that fuse out and I fiddled with that connection to see if that helps. So let's put the fuse back in. It's not easy to get this stuff. All right, put the 20 back in. It looked good. I gotta see if it doesn't work. I'll see if I have another one. All right, let's see if I did anything. And nothing. So I think it's the other wire still, but like I said, let me try to find another 20, but that looked fine coming out of there. And just tracing stuff back in this monstrosity, it's just I don't know where anything goes, what anything does. Here appears to be, you can't see it, but I think that is the wire that I want. But my God, everything is so discombobulated. I need to find somebody better at this and cleaning. Like I said, it's really hard for me to figure out, but if you see there's the orange cable that, again, I'm not 100% where that comes to, but it comes up there, it joins with a red, and then it goes up, and that's the connector for the 20 amp fuse for it. But then it also loops off of that and goes into a 3 amp, which is supposed to be for an audio amp. So I don't understand how they have this thing wired up. Hopefully you're able to see some of that. So I want to assume at this point that that's good, and the problem has to be other wire that's coming off the lever portion of the air ride system to make it inflate. But again, I don't know. We'll keep tracing stuff. Go. I guess it could be this, the switch itself. I don't know. Nothing seems bad on that. This is why people get paid money to do stuff that I don't understand. All right, gonna keep searching. I do have my manuals and I looked at them, but they're not a lot of help. All right, what we're gonna do is, I can't see in there, so I'm taking my camera. What is drawn up on the diagram is not what it looks like. You can see this has been wired together, tape in the past. And now what I'll do is I'll just watch this to see. Use the tools you got. All right, so I'm gonna see. I can't tell where anything comes from. All right, so as you look in there, there's basically, you have one light, you have one wire going up to basically provide the light for the gauge and the power for the gauge. And then you have another one that operates the switch itself. And where these are at, if you take down your weather stripping, you can see where the wires are running up along there to get up in there. But and you get down here and you got a couple wires. You got an orange one, which I can't figure out what the orange one is going to. And then you have in there, you got the air tube, and you got the red wire. Then, I don't know how much light is here, hold on. All right, then you see here, this is where the wire goes out through the firewall. There's the tube and the red wire, one of the red wires. And then the other one, there seems to be an orange wire right back here. I don't know if you can see it. There's an orange one in there. And it's just a rat's nest of stuff I don't truly understand. Broke through the wire in a couple places to see if it was getting power. And it's not cooperating. And I was thinking of trying to pull this, but there's not a lot of give to it, so I'm kind of at a loss. So my guess has been just to run a brand new wire, or maybe cut the wire in place and add a fuse along the route, but I'm kind of at a loss. GoPro, stop recording. All right, so when I came down here, I put that back in place. When I came down here, I was kind of hoping it was jumping into the fuse box, and it wasn't. And I just don't know. I came out here and I checked these fuses, and I had hoped that it came in here, but it does not. Yeah, I'm kind of at a stumped place. This is what happens when you have enough knowledge to be dangerous, and that is often where I find myself. Just enough knowledge to be dangerous. So yeah, GoPro, stop recording. I didn't throw away the idea that it could be the compressor either. I was able to get the model number for this air right system, and obviously, well, not obviously, but typically that compressor is no longer made. I looked online, replacement compressors, a couple $100. All right, with RVs, once they get old, things happen, and you always got to tell yourself there's got to be a line where you think, okay, no more, but this doesn't cross that line. And I guess another solution that a lot of people do are they just put bigger springs in the back, you know, and forget the airbag system and all that. But I'm going to try to see if I can get this fixed. All right, YouTubers, again, I'm not a mechanic, but this, I'm going to check to make sure that this switch is good. I think it's good. All right, so you can see it's lighting up, so that's good. So it's not the switch. All right, YouTubers, I ended up talking to my neighbor who can fix almost anything and described where I was at this point. And he came over and he rigged up a wire with a fuse in it, cut it and spliced it in, and then we're gonna connect that straight to the battery and take the battery power straight to the compressor to see if the compressor is actually working. So that's super awesome. I know the compressor is good. Now it's a matter of wiring and figuring out where the problem is. Now it's a matter of figuring out where the wiring is bad. A lot more searching to do. There we go, YouTubers. There is my current saga of my Firestone air right system. This still doesn't work because there's no power getting to it. So the compressor just runs. It doesn't do any inflating because I'm not too proud to just say, well, I'll pop the hood and jump the compressor if it would fill it, but it doesn't work that way. So currently I'm at an impasse, and hardest part is just getting those wires. It's not something that I'm really good at and understanding. And I think I said it in the regular stuff because this is now an ending I'm putting on it. I thought this came from the factory, but when you look at that, I find it hard to believe this is how Leisure Travel sent it out to its first owner, because Leisure Travel, their construction and build quality is really high, even in these old ones. There's a lot of different kinds of Class Bs, but leisure travel has a pretty good reputation for being well built. So that's where I'm at. We'll see. Hopefully when all this coronavirus stuff gets done and it's in our rear view mirror and we've all listened to professionals, you know, to doctors and virologists and people that know what they're talking about, we'll have figured it out and we'll all move on to happier days. I'll probably do another corona ramble, but I think we all need a break from that sometimes. You know, it's not like it's not going on, but I try not to make too many videos about stuff that, in the one video I told you, I don't know. I watch the news a little bit, but I'm doing my best to watch comedies, go for walks, you know, just keep myself active and not totally engulfed in this stuff, but informed. And for me, that's where I draw the line. But again, I don't want to go into it too much. Maybe I'll do another ramble on my opinions of it soon. But this is the status of my air ride system. I can drive Eddie without it. He just doesn't drive as well. He's a lot more stable when I have it right. So hopefully I can get this all figured out. And until then, have a great and wonderful day. And I'll throw in, keep yourself safe. Keep those you care about around you safe. And we'll all get through this. Have a great and wonderful day.